Brighton Hove Albion vs Sheffield United prediction, team news, lineups. Fresh from another historic Europa League night, Brighton Hove Albion seek to end their winless run in the Premier League when Sheffield United visit the Amex Stadium on Sunday. The Seagulls defeated Ajax 2-0 in their own backyard on Thursday evening, while the Blades were on the right end of a controversial officiating call in a 2-1 beating of Wolverhampton Wanderers last weekend. Match preview. 2 weeks on from their 2-goal success over Ajax on England's south coast, Brighton ventured to Amsterdam to meet a rejuvenated Sons of the Gods contingent, who were basking in the new manager bounce supplied by former Greece head coach John Van 't Schip. However, Ajax's recent mini-revival and rich European history once again counted for naught against Roberto De Zerbi's troops, who broke the deadlock in the first half through Ansu Fati before the Barcelona loanee turned provider for Simon Adingra to fire home in the second period, thus rubber-stamping Brighton's first-ever European away victory. Sitting pretty in second place in Group B, 1 point adrift of Marseille, Brighton have 1 foot firmly in the knockout round playoffs of Europe's second-tier tournament, which has provided a welcome distraction from their underwhelming Premier League exploits in recent weeks. Continental fatigue has evidently hampered De Zerbi's side on weekends, as a 1-1 draw with Everton, who only had victory snatched from their grasp by an Ashley Young own goal, extended the Seagulls' winless streak in the division to 5 matches. And they enter the weekend in 7th place as a result. Last weekend's stalemate at Goodison Park marked the 15th Premier League game in a row where Brighton have both scored and conceded, leaving the Seagulls without a clean sheet in the league since May's 3-0 trouncing of Arsenal. But 8 points taken from the last 12 on offer at the Amex is still a respectable record. In contrast, many Wolves fans would not respect yet another debatable decision to go the way of the opposition last weekend, as Gary O'Neill's men had seemingly done enough for a point at Bramall Lane as Jean Rickner Bellegarde responded to Cameron Archer's fierce drive. However, as the clock ticked towards 100 minutes, Fabio Silva was adjudged to have felled George Baldock inside the area, allowing Oliver Norwood to step up to the 12-yard mark and crash home the penalty which would hand Sheffield United their first victory of the Premier League season, at the 11th attempt no less. While some of the perpetual pressure on Paul Heckingbottom's shoulders has now been eased, the rankings still make for grim reading, as Sheffield United remain in 20th spot despite their slaying of Wolves, albeit with just a 2-point gap to Luton Town in 17th. Next on the agenda for Sheffield United is securing back-to-back Premier League victories for the first time since the Chris Wilder days of July 2020. But they remain the only team in the division without a point on the road this season, scoring a league-low 3 goals on unfamiliar territory. The head-to-head column favors the Blades, though, as Sheffield United have gone unbeaten in their last 6 matches, with Brighton drawing 2 and winning 2 in the Premier League, and the Seagulls have not bested this weekend's visitors since 2005, when Leon Knight was the hero with a 90th-minute winner. Team news. Despite coming out on the correct end of the scoreline in Amsterdam, the Brighton mood was soured by no fewer than 3 injuries, as James Milner lasted just 8 minutes before Lewis Dunk and Pervis Estupinan arrived to keep him company in the medical bay. It is still unclear how severe Milner and Estupinan's muscular knocks are, although De Zerbi is hopeful that Dunk, who has been called up to the England squad for November's Euro 2024 qualifiers with Malta and North Macedonia, has avoided a serious problem. But none of the trio should play on Sunday. Julio Enciso, Jakub Moder and Solly March are also at various stages of their recovery from knee injuries, while Danny Welbeck and Tariq Lamptey's absences further restrict De Zerbi's options amid the Seagulls' growing injury crisis, which should open the door for Igor and Adam Webster to return to the rearguard. Sheffield United boss Heckingbottom can empathize with De Zerbi on the injury front, as Ryan Brewster and Gustavo Hamer were both casualties of the win over Wolves with knee and hamstring problems, and the former has been ruled out. Heckingbottom did not deliver an update on Hamer in his pre-game press conference, but Daniel Jebb Bison illness, Tom Davies thigh, John Egan ankle, Reece Norrington-Davies thigh and Chris Basham ankle are all unavailable for selection. Max Lowe ankle, Ali McBurney groin and Anil Ahmedhodzic thigh are all on the touch-and-go list for the visitors. Who should deploy James McAtee in the middle if Hamer is not given the green light to play? Brighton Hove Albion possible starting lineup: Verbruggen, Veltman, Van Heck, Webster, Igor, Gross, Baliba, Fati, Lalina, Mitoma, Ferguson. Sheffield United possible starting lineup: Fotheringham, Baldock, Robinson, Trusty, Bogle, Sousa, Norwood, Thomas, Hamer, Traore, Archer. We say, Brighton Hove Albion 2-0 Sheffield United. A huge stroke of fortune was required for Sheffield United to get over the line against Wolves, and while Brighton's squad has been decimated by injuries, Heckingbottom is also working with a depleted set of options. As such, the Blades' agonizing wait for a point on the road seems set to continue at the Amex, as Brighton ought to prolong their golden streak in the final third and, despite their ravaged defense, keep a belated Premier League clean sheet. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.